Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Sarah is running a few minutes late, just pulling up the agenda. Not sure if the portal is down, but the agenda is not loading. So Michelle, we have the CAM first, right? And then the next steps discussion.
That's correct.
Great, thanks. So I'll call this meeting of the Englewood Environmental Foundation Board to order, and also this member of the CAM to order. So I believe we have Justin here, who's a representative of LNR, which is one of the CAM members. I do not see any other CAM members on the call. Justin, I think this part can be relatively quick, but we had at the last CAM meeting when you voted to name the city as the new maintenance director, we had said that we would do a follow-up meeting for interested CAM participants in October, which is right now, to let you know the city's plans and to get any feedback that you have. So I'll just quickly, if it's okay, Justin, share where we're at in terms of the city becoming the maintenance director, and would love any questions or feedback that you have.
Sounds good.
Great. So we internally, several departments met to begin the process of doing an RFP, or obviously a request for proposals, for a third party to help us out perform our duties as maintenance director. We hopefully will have that RFP out sometime in the latter half of next week. So given that, we do not anticipate that we will have someone on board by November 3rd, which is when we become the maintenance director. So the city will be stepping in and will perform those duties directly during that period. We hope, by sometime in the, I guess I would say midwinter, late 2023, early 2024, have a property manager on board. We built a draft of the RFP, basically based on what the language that's included in the CAM. And so we'll be asking someone to help us do property management for things like maintaining paved surfaces, removing trash, placing and keeping and repairing directional signs, markers, and lines, operating and repairing parking lot lighting and other lighting, maintaining the landscaped areas, sprinklers, other systems, cleaning, maintaining, and repairing the sidewalks, maintaining, repairing, and replacing fences, walls, and barricades, overseeing code compliance inspections. And then a few things we're looking to add are that every 6 months, there'll be an inspection of the property and provide written reports to the CAM and the city with deficiencies, with photos, provide reasonable security services, and then also to assess the city performance duties relative to the takedown and setup of events. And we're asking them, respondents, to identify a main contact point for the city, and that they would, manage third parties, kind of like what we're doing right now. They would oversee all those contracts. They would develop and use existing forms and templates for those processes. And obviously they would comply with all local, federal, and state laws and regulations. So it's actually pretty straightforward what we're looking to do, but just wanted to get any feedback from you about that, and if there's anything you'd like to see us emphasize in the RFP or add to that.
Sorry, I was on mute there. Nope,
All right.
nothing on my end.
Okay, so that all sounds fine to you.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Anything else that you would like us to highlight in this process, or?
No, nothing really on my end, Sarah, still. So all sounds like we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, we have just some things we need to work out internally around who would do what in terms of kind of some process stuff, whether we'd farm that out to the third party or whether we would keep that internal. But that's really it. And then we'll get it out next week. So that's it.
Awesome. Nice and easy.
Yeah, we just want to do our due diligence of making sure CAM members had a chance to weigh in, as is your right. So
Gotcha. All right. Well, we're heading in the path we all discussed. So that's good. So
Awesome.
we'll just keep in touch and we'll keep moving things forward here.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Justin.
All righty.
And we
Hey, thank you
have
guys.
Another item. Yeah, of course. You're welcome to stay on, but you don't have to.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got to duck. I had to duck a client to jump on this call real quick, so I'm going to get back with him here pretty
Well, we
soon.
really
So.
appreciate you joining.
All right. Hey, thank you guys so much. Take care now.
Great, thank you. And then I was told there, yeah, thanks, Justin. There's a Phil listed as an attendee. Would you be willing to introduce yourself, Phil?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Phil Russell. I'm a resident of Englewood, very much interested in the environment, worked as the lab manager at the wastewater plant for many years. I'm just curious what you guys are doing because I hear environment and I hear foundation. And, based on what I'm hearing, it's just kind of standard utility talk. And I was expecting more. Sorry about that.
No worries. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, I'm happy to address that quickly. And if you want, you could send me. So my name is Tim Dodd. I'm the Deputy City Manager of Englewood.
Okay.
So my phone number, if you, and so what I like to do, Phil, is I'll really quickly give you an overview of what EEF is, but then I'm also going to give you my phone number and email address right now. And so if you'd like to have a more detailed conversation offline, I'd be more than happy to do that. So my email is, are you ready?
Go slow. I have a tremor.
No worries. Yeah, it's T as in Tim, DODD.
DODD.
Yep. At.
Oop. TDODD. What?
And then the at symbol.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a number.
Yep. And then Englewood.
Englewood.com.
EnglewoodCO.gov.
Oh, CO.gov. Okay, gotcha.
And then my phone number is 303 762 2317.
2317. Oh, thank you. Because I would like to talk and see what's going on because I hear a foundation and when you say foundation, it implies something where you might need donations or you might need help of some kind.
Yeah, so really quickly, Phil, the EEF, Englewood Environmental Foundation, was established in the late 90s by the city of Englewood. However, it is a nonprofit. And yes, the name would imply that we do a lot more involving the environment. However, it was essentially created to manage property that was previously a part of the Cinderella City Mall. So when Cinderella City closed, EEF was created to own and manage that property. We then created a common area maintenance or CAM agreement with other properties such as Walmart or the apartments. And so really what this board does is it essentially manages that property. So our meetings, consist of things like paying bills, hiring snow contractors, landscape design and things like that. However, if you're interested in the environment in Englewood, we do actually have a sustainability commission that's appointed by our city council, and they deal more with kind of global environmental issues. And then there is another group of community members called CASE, which is not affiliated at all with the city, but it's a group of community members who are interested in environmental issues. And CASE stands for, actually I forget what it stands for, but it's basically citizens something sustainability in Englewood. So
okay, great. I
wish we talk offline. I'd be happy to give you more information on those.
Yeah, I wish I'd been recording that. That's really interesting because I can really I can remember the days when I shopped at Cinderella City.
Yeah.
That was a
Well,
long time ago, but yeah, okay, now I got it. Now I got it.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
yeah, and Phil, we have to move on to the rest of our agenda, but we really appreciate you joining us. It's a public meeting, so you're more than welcome to stay. And then feel free to give me a call or email at your convenience, and I'd be happy to talk more about other opportunities for you to get involved in the environment in Englewood.
Okay, great. Thank you for that information. I'm glad I joined. It's taken me almost half a year or a year to finally talk to you on this website. And with that information, I will continue onward, and I really appreciate that information. Glad to hear what you're doing. And man, I'm surprised that we're still dealing with Cinderella City.
Yep, almost done. We're about to dissolve, but yes. But thank you, Phil. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great. So then the next item that we have is EEF Dissolution follow-up. So I wanted the board to know officially that I signed, I guess, a week and a half ago now, the contract that formally executed it. So the city now owns the property. EEF no longer does. Those documents have been recorded in the county registry of deeds, county assessor's office. And so we are no longer the property manager, or owner, I should say. We now have about a month left as property maintenance director. We really now what's left to do is to work with our attorney Mike on a few. There's basically three issues that are left. One is a CAM site agreement that we have with RTD. However, it appears that it was the city, not EEF, that executed it, even though it involves EEF, and so that most likely will be handled by our city attorney's office. We then need to file a letter with the IRS dissolving and a letter with the Secretary of State's office. Excuse me, I sent Mike an email last week, and so I'll follow up with him on those, but really that's essentially all we have left. So we will remain as maintenance director for a little less than a month. If there's anything else that we need to address as maintenance director during that time, we will have a meeting at some point, but this may be our last meeting. I just want to quickly ask Victor and Melinda, do you anticipate any needs coming to this board between now and November 3rd?
Yeah, thanks, Tim. We do, and we can circle up separately as well. We do have a couple of contracts that will need some extensions on month to month, but those will be under the CAM, so they probably should not need to come to the board at this point.
Okay, great. Jackie or Christina, do you have any questions?
No.
John Mitchell from Starwood.
Hey, John.
Hi, Tim.
Yes.
Who is going to be replacing you as the, I guess, property management arm?
Yeah, thank you. And John, I apologize. Justin Backstrom was on, so we handled that discussion, but I can give a quick overview right now. It's no problem. Because we have time. Yeah, so at the last meeting of the CAM members voted to make the city as the property, as the maintenance director per the CAM agreement. So, so the city now owns the property. EEF no longer owns it. For the next month, EEF will remain as we had to give 90 days. So we gave our notice in August, early August. Our notice expires on November 2nd. So on November 3rd, the city does become the maintenance director. The city is working on an RFP to secure a property management firm to help us perform that duty. So the item on the agenda today was really for CAM members who just wanted to weigh in and provide any advice to us or guidance as we work on that RFP. We do have a draft that we've created. It's pretty straightforward. We really just looked at the CAM agreement and what is required of the maintenance director and really included that information. We added a few things like requiring the third party to do walkarounds every 6 months and to document things and a few other process things like that, but that's really it. We are hopeful that we'll have that out by the end of next week. We are hopeful also that we'd have a firm on board, I'd say midwinter, like late December, early January. That's what we're hoping for. In the meantime, the city will just perform those duties on its own.
Okay, and they have the wherewithal and capability to do that.
Yeah, Victor, so Victor is our Public Works Director, so this would fall to Public Works as it kind of already does. Do you want to share anything with John about that, Victor, about what your plans are and how you'd be handling that?
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Yeah, John, thank you for the question. The Public Works team already kind of handles under EEF the CAM agreements, contracts, and all of that. So during this interim phase, we don't anticipate a ton of change from kind of status quo and what we're already doing.
I guess my concerns are a little more operational, and that security has been a challenge here, certainly. What are your plans with maintaining or improving the security of the buildings and the site itself?
So the contract for security is in place with Allied. Any change to that, we would have to come back and solicit additional proposals and adjustments. Certainly, if there are issues that you are having on site, and I can put my email in the chat, please send those to us so we can try and address those with Allied. Internal to the buildings do remain the responsibility of the building owners. However, we are certainly in discussions with Allied a lot on operational improvements that they can do in and around the city center area.
Okay. Yeah, it's the
And-
people that are coming into
ahead,
the
John.
buildings that aren't supposed to be, that are, I would say loitering about every time I'm there. I see, unfortunately, a handful, usually sometimes even more, that have been a problem for us. I know they've been a problem for the Civic Center as well. So it's just always been a concern with Justin Baxter and I. So I appreciate that you guys will be
Sure.
paying attention to that and on top of it.
Yeah, and I will add, John, one action this board, and it doesn't necessarily impact the interior of the building, but this board did vote about a month ago to remove benches in between kind of the building where 24-hour fitness building and the Civic Center, as there were some challenges related to that. And so that's definitely an action that we've taken. We've also put up some signage relative to the fountain, and then we're also very much aware about the patrols that are needed, through our private security firm. We've also been in contact with Englewood Police Department. As you may know, they have a 2-person unit that's on a Polaris that does regular rounds throughout the area on a daily basis. And then they've also had more of a police presence in the morning and early evening on the site as well.
Okay, so, I see. So you removed the benches out in front of the Civic Center. And I guess.
Yeah, on the side.
I guess we'd call it the ring road around the fountain. Okay,
So the ring road, they're still there. We removed them though in the, what would you call that? Not quite an alley, but the area
yeah,
between the Civic Center
the
and
breezeway.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Breezeway. That's a better term.
yeah, that's a good idea. That would be okay, I see. I understand.
And there's also talk of bringing back a police substation on the property as well. So we have been coordinating all of that with the police department.
I would make a suite available for that.
We have one.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we have one in our building, but yeah, I appreciate that offer too.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. All right, anything else that we need to discuss before we end? So this is almost certainly our last meeting, is that right? Anything you want to say, Jackie or Christina, in your last meeting?
All smiles.
You're not
For all the hard-
sad?
Yeah, of course we're sad.
Yeah, thank you, Tim, for stepping in. Yeah. As a
Thank-
president of EEF.
Well, thank you. I know both of you, but Jackie, you particularly, your role requires you to be on a lot of boards. And so I really appreciate that about you and the effort that you've put into all of them. And so this will be one less that you have to be a member of. And Christina, I know that you, like me, your position wasn't originally a member of this, and there was kind of a shift, and you were asked to be on it kind of relatively soon after you joined the city, and you really stepped up. And so I really appreciate, it's been great working with both of you. I'd like to get together informally at some point to celebrate new beginnings. And then I do want to thank Victor and Michelle and Melinda. Even though EEF is not formally a part of the city, you and your roles have all provided an incredible amount of support. To Victor for, again, really learning the ropes on this during his last year with the city. Melinda, working with her team, Trey, really has handled all the contracts, not just the contracts, but they've done it exceptionally well. I think in the 3 years that I've been here, the landscaping particularly has looked incredible, and it's only been improving. And then I know, Michelle, it's on top of everything else you do for the city, you're our board secretary, and it's I know setting up these meetings is a lot, and keeping all the records. And so I just appreciate everybody who's played a role in this. So thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, so with that, can I get a motion to adjourn
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
and a
I'll
second?
second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, maybe the last time we've adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.